Sparkle in the Land of Magical Butterflies, a story about kindness, light, and the magic that comes from a truly radiant smile. Part 1. The girl with a radiant smile. Once upon a time, in a little village surrounded by rolling hills, there lived a girl named Sparkle. Her name suited her perfectly, for everything about her seemed to shimmer with joy. She had curly black hair that danced in the wind and beautiful sparkling green eyes that shone like emeralds in sunlight. But what everyone remembered most about her was her smile, so bright, so kind, that it could light up even the gloomiest day. Sparkle loved helping others. When her neighbors felt sad, she would stop by with freshly picked flowers or tell them funny stories until they laughed again. When a bird fell from its nest, Sparkle carefully placed it back and whispered, "You'll be flying again soon." She believed kindness was like sunshine. It made everything grow brighter. One warm morning, Sparkle noticed something unusual in her garden. Among the tulips and daisies fluttered a butterfly unlike any she had ever seen. Its wings glowed like tiny rainbows, and wherever it flew, the air glittered. Sparkle smiled softly. "Well, hello there." The butterfly hovered closer. "Hello, Sparkle. I am Tiny, a messenger from the land of magical butterflies. We need your help." "My help?" Sparkle asked, tilting her head. Tiny nodded, wings glimmering. "Our land is fading. The butterflies are losing their colors and the flowers no longer glow. Only the light of true kindness can restore them." Sparkle's green eyes widened. "Then I must help. What should I do?" "Follow me," Tiny said. "Only those with hearts full of kindness may enter." Sparkle placed her hand over her heart, smiled, and followed. They stopped by an old willow tree. On its trunk shimmered a butterfly-shaped portal, glowing softly. When Sparkle touched it, light wrapped around her like gentle wind. In a blink whoosh, she was no longer in her garden. She stood in a world beyond imagining. The air shimmered with floating lights. The grass sparkled like tiny diamonds, and butterflies filled the sky in every color she could dream of: pink, violet, sapphire, gold. A river nearby glittered like melted starlight. "Wow!" Sparkle whispered. "It's beautiful." Tiny smiled sadly. "It was, but the light is fading. Look." Sparkle noticed patches of gray grass and butterflies whose wings looked dull. She felt her heart ache. "What happened?" she asked softly. "When the creatures here forgot kindness," Tiny said, "they began to keep their light only for themselves, and so the land dimmed." Sparkle bent down and saw a fuzzy green caterpillar trying to climb a tall leaf, but he kept slipping. She gently lifted him. "Don't worry, little one," she said kindly. "Here, I'll help you." The caterpillar blinked in surprise. "No one's helped me in a long time," he said in a tiny voice. Sparkle smiled, her green eyes glowing brighter. "That's what friends do." And at that moment, poof, a small patch of flowers nearby began to glow again, brighter than before. Tiny gasped, "See, your kindness brings a light back." Sparkle laughed softly. warmth flooding her heart. She spent the rest of the day helping whoever needed her, lifting a butterfly who lost its way, gathering dew for a thirsty flower, and cheering up a lonely firefly. Every time she helped, the world around her shimmered a little more. That night, Sparkle rested under a tree made of glowing petals. She looked at Tiny and whispered, "Kindness really is magic, isn't it?" Tiny nodded. "It always has been. And your smile, Sparkle, it's the brightest magic of all." Sparkle closed her eyes, her heart glowing with joy, as butterflies danced around her like a blanket of stars. The next morning, the air in the land of magical butterflies shimmered with hope. Sparkle woke to find Tiny resting on a petal beside her. "You've already changed so much," Tiny said. "Look how the flowers have bloomed again." Sparkle smiled, watching the meadow glow like a living rainbow. "But there's still more to do. The light hasn't reached the hills yet." Tiny nodded. "To restore it all, you must meet the Butterfly Queen." They followed a glowing path that wound through forests made of crystal leaves and silver vines. Along the way, Sparkle stopped to help every creature she saw: a bee tangled in a web, a flower bent too low, even a snail who'd lost his way. Each act of kindness sent ripples of color spreading through the air. When they finally reached the top of a golden hill, Sparkle gasped. Before her stood a magnificent palace made entirely of petals and sunlight. And there, surrounded by glowing wings, stood the Butterfly Queen. "Welcome, dear Sparkle," said the Queen, her voice like a soft melody. "I've been watching your kindness." Sparkle bowed shyly. "I only wanted to help," the Queen smiled. "And that is why you are special. Kindness isn't given for reward, it is shared because it feels right. That is the truest magic of all." The Queen's wings unfolded, bathing the meadow in golden light, but she looked sorrowful. "Still, one part of our world remains dark, the cave of forgotten wings. It is where butterflies who lost hope hide. Only your heart can reach them." Sparkle took Tiny's hand and nodded bravely. "Then I'll go." The cave was dim and cold, the air heavy with silence. Dozens of gray butterflies clung to the walls, too afraid to fly. Sparkle approached gently. "Hello," she said softly. "I'm Sparkle. I came to tell you it's okay. You are not forgotten. You're loved." At first, nothing happened. Then one tiny butterfly lifted its wing, trembling. Sparkle smiled the same radiant, warm smile that had brightened her village. Her smile filled the cave with a soft golden glow. The butterflies began to flutter, slowly at first, then faster, wings regaining their color. Blues, pinks, and yellows filled the air, swirling like living rainbows. The cave itself began to shine, transforming into a hall of light. Tiny whispered, "You did it, Sparkle. You healed them with kindness." When they returned to the Queen, the whole sky was alive with color again. The Queen bowed deeply. "Because of your kind heart, the land of magical butterflies lives again. From this day on, your smile will forever light our world." A beam of gentle light surrounded Sparkle. Butterflies danced in circles around her, and the queen touched her forehead. Wherever you go, kindness will follow. Sparkle felt warmth fill her chest, the most beautiful feeling she had ever known. Not magic from spells or wands, but from love freely given and shared. When the light faded, Sparkle found herself back in her garden. The morning sun kissed her face. Around her fluttered butterflies, hundreds of them, each one glowing softly. Sparkle laughed, her curly black hair catching the sunlight, her sparkling green eyes full of wonder. She whispered, "Kindness really is the greatest magic." And from that day on, wherever Sparkle went, kindness bloomed. Flowers grew brighter, people smiled more easily, and butterflies followed her radiant smile because the magic was in her heart was love itself.